Hello, dear colleagues. Камеру можно сюда, наверное, повернуть. Hello, hello. We decided to explain a little bit. I have nearly 20 minutes of time. And let's explain about devices. First of all, I will start with the most popular devices in our department with some comparing. This is a access catheters, guide catheters from ASAHI. It could be any company. It could be any company. It could be Medtronic Launcher or Boston Scientific. What I learned from René in 2012, he used at that time MPA catheter from Cordis. But nowadays Cordis is not so popular in Kazakhstan, and we start to use coronary guidings in 2014. The first coronary guiding was ASAHI Zenite, but nowadays 7 French guiding catheter is ASAHI Hyperion, and time to time we are using Climber. Climber is a Terumo company. The difference between Climber and the Hyperion, the visibility of Hyperion is better, but when you torque the guiding catheter, it might broke at the level of groin, and catheter might damage. That's why the Climber is less damageable than Hyperion. Inner diameter of the coronary guidings is bigger than regular narrow guides. Comparing with Envoy 7 French, which is 2 mm inner diameter, the Hyperion 7 French is 205. It's very important. When I tried first time to place PROTEGE through the 7 French Envoy, it's stuck inside the guiding catheter, which has never happened with the Hyperion 7 French. But when you place the PROTEGE through the 7 French, then a little bit hard to do control angio, to check the position of the stent. That's why it's very important to have 8 French for the most of the stents. I will try to explain later. Yes, different colors, and 6 French we are combining with the 90 centimeter destination, Ballast, and the Neuron MAX. Judkins right, and it might go for third type of aortic arch. It's very useful, no need for SIM catheter. And nowadays, in our department, we're using SIM catheter 1 or 2 times in a year. In Astana, in Almaty, altogether, it's nearly 1,000 procedures, including nearly 300, less than 300 diagnostics, 250, and 750 interventional procedures. We are using only 2 or might be 3 SIM catheters to go through the aortic arch. That's why Judkins right is very popular in our department, and 8 French is also very supportive, and the inner diameter is very good. With the 7 French, it's a universal one. You can use 2 balloon and 1 microcatheter, or even 27 microcatheter and balloon. It's possible to use with these instruments. The alternative for 7 French ASAHI in our department is a Hyperion. It's a coronary. It's a FUBUKI 7. It's all the time MPA. It's also available the straight one, but we're using MPA. And the inner diameter is 205, like in coronary, and the outer diameter 2.4. It's a 7 French. It's available in 8 French and 6 French, but this hospital is only for adult patients. We have no pediatric cases, that's why we don't need 5 French and 6 French. Maybe in some places with pediatric departments, maybe actual to have 5 French, 4 French, but in our department 7 French is okay, but in most of the cases nowadays it's 8 French. Because 8 French could be combined with distal access catheters also. Okay, this is guidings. And then in the morning I tried to explain about the destination, 90 centimeter. The same with the Neuron MAX, 90 centimeter. Destination and Neuron MAX has little bit shape, MP, and it could be rotated, but destination is quite stiff, Neuron MAX is quite soft. And the other catheter in this line, it's an introducer sheath also. The name is Ballast. And I think there is a catheter from the Capel company, Armadillo, I think. It's also the, I think it's an introducer sheath, and all of them are 6 French. 6 French introducer sheath, but it's a 8 French guiding catheter. Inner diameter is 2.28, I think. Yes, in 2.24 millimeter in Neuron MAX. The same ballast and the destination. The very supportive and stiff is destination. And the ballast and the Neuron MAX is less supportive, and if you need a very hard push, then it may go to the aortic arch. In that cases, we are using destination. In combination with the 6 French guide catheter, it's very good support. Okay. Yes, and for the navigation of for the navigation of Neuron MAX and destination ballast, it's possible to use Neuron Select, which is 25 centimeter, or we are using 100 centimeter 6 French right coronary guiding in most of the cases. Yes, this is diagnostic just for navigation and doing the diagnostic angiography. It's a 6 French. We're using this for in a very tough aortic arch. And this catheter is benchmark. Benchmark 71 is a 6 French guiding. The inner diameter is 1.8. I think the Envoy 6 French has the same inner diameter. And the distal part is very soft, and we used once in navigation of inferior pitodorsal sinus when we did the transvenous approach. We used this benchmark. And benchmark is 105 centimeter. And the distal part is quite soft, like in ACE68, or there is a Envoy DA with a soft tip. It's possible to place benchmark in a cavernous segment. Yes, these all are access catheters. About aspiration and distal access, in our department we had previously FUBUKI 043, I think. It's at 125, 115 centimeter. It's good for support in extracranial circulation when we are doing the approach to the ophthalmic artery. It's possible to place at the orifice of ophthalmic artery, and it's quite good, navigable. And for the aspiration, we are using Sofia Plus. In the department, it's available in 131. And also we have RED 72, which is 132. At the same length, ACE68. The inner diameter 173, this 183. Both are 6 French, and this inner diameter is 0.70 inch, 0.070, which I think is the same like ACE68, and it's very soft. Red is softer than ACE68. For the distal access in intracranial stenting, it's possible to combine with the NeuroSpit, but it's not possible to combine. It's possible, but then you need to take out the Y connector and go directly through the distal access catheter with the coronary balloon. But for the NeuroSpit is okay. Okay, this is for aspiration and the distal access. Most of the time we're using Sofia, but nowadays Red is available, and ACE68 is a little bit stiffer, but in most of the anatomy it goes well, and you can reach the M1 segment without any problem. Yes, and it's good for the aspiration. I will take it here. Okay, then it's a carotid stenosis. Yeah? There are two types of stents. Mostly two types. This is laser cut stents. This is braided stents. The difference is the braided stents is like a tube, and there is no stacking at the wire, and it's very easy to navigate inside. But and it's also resheatable till the 90%, like all braided stents. The CASPER, which is road saver also, and the Carotid WALLSTENT. Delivery length is 135 in WALLSTENT and 143 in CASPER and the road saver, which is the same stents. And on box you can see this size table. If artery became smaller than size of the stent is elongating. It's very important. When you have a severe stenosis, you couldn't place stent first and then do angioplasty. If stent elongate, then after angioplasty, the length will be the same. And then you couldn't dilate the stent, and stent will never shrink. It will fix. And for the braided stent, it's very important to do optimal angioplasty and then place the stent. The difference between two stents, the delivery system of the CASPER, it's like a triangle, and when you need to go through the petrous segment or till the cavernous segment, it's possible to push the CASPER, and it's very soft, and it goes through the 6 French guiding catheter. And I think with the carotid WALLSTENT 9 mm, recommended guide sheath, which is guiding catheter, is 8 French. It also might go, yes, but the recommendation is 8 French because of the diameter. With the smaller diameter, maybe it's possible to push through the 6 French, but in department we have only 9 mm because it's universal, and the proximal carotid, common carotid, usually 8-9 mm. That's why we are ordering 9 mm WALLSTENT. This is the advantage, and disadvantage of the CASPER. It's thrombogenic comparing with the laser cut stents, and the WALLSTENT is thrombogenicity like in laser cut stents, nearly similar. Okay, and the second type of stents are laser cut stents. The old one in our department is PROTEGE. It's a tapered one, 7-10-40, with the delivery length is 135, and mostly we recommend to place it through the 8 French guiding catheter. And the advantage, you can place in any kind of stenosis, if the lumen is 2 mm, you can go with the stent first, place the stent, and then do post-angioplasty, post-dilatation. This is the advantage. The second stent is X.ACT. 81030, it's available in tapered one, in cylindric, and the delivery system is 136, which is 1 centimeter more than PROTEGE. And I had a case with a very tortuous anatomy. I tried other 2 stents for navigation. It was no the braided stents. That's why I tried first these both stents, and I couldn't open them. And then I took X.ACT and just rotate the stent. It was opened easily. Yes, and the X.ACT from that point is good, and the mesh is more close than in PROTEGE. If you place PROTEGE, the mesh distance is wider than in X.ACT. X.ACT look like more like braided stents, and when you go with the hub of with the catheter of the filter, then it's not stacking in X.ACT, but it might stack in PROTEGE because it's open cell design. And the Sigard from Inspire MD, delivery system length is 135, and we recommend to place it only through the 8 French guiding, because it's quite stiff delivery system, and there is 2 layers. One is polymer, like a filter, and the second is a nitinol stent. In stenosis, 50 to 70% without problem. It might be placed in thrombogenic plaque. It prevents second emboli through the mesh of the stent, like CASPER. Yes, it's very effective, but if the artery is tortuous, then might be problem to go through the stent, because it's an open cell design, and the hub of the microcatheter of the delivery system of the spider or PROTEGE pronder may stuck at the stent meshes. Yes. Laser cut and braided. Okay. Disadvantage of this video, you couldn't ask any question, but maybe Nike may answer some questions, ask some questions. Okay, this is microcatheters, microcatheter, and I think this is also microcatheter. Yes, these microcatheters, this is coils. Okay, for thrombectomy this time, it's on the shelf. Just a second. There is a catch also. I think it's on catch. Okay. We have in department, we have 4 nowadays effective 4 stent retrievers, but this is a very nice stent retriever. It's a stent. It's a detachable one, solitary AB. And if there is an intracranial stenosis, it's possible to do thrombectomy. And if remaining stenosis, you can detach the stent and leave it. It's very nice technology, but nowadays in many places, it's replaced with the solitary platinum and solitary X. But we still use this one, solitary AB. In Kazakhstan is available. And in some cases with fish mousing of the flow diverter, it's also possible to place solitary AB 4 mm or 6 mm, and then it's preventing collapsing of the distal or proximal part of the stent. It's very effective, and it's a 6 mm, but what I learned from René Chapeau in Essen, It's possible to push through the 21 microcatheter, but the recommendation is 27. It's possible to push through the 21. Okay. Nearly the same. It's CATCHMAX140. It's a 6 millimeter, 40 millimeter length, but it could be 50 and 60. And recommendation is 21 microcatheter. It easily goes through the 21. Solitaire goes with little bit friction. It has markers, and the difference between Solitaire, the visibility of platinum markers are less, and if the machine is old, it could be a little bit risky when you push the catch, and you should be very careful when you push the stent retriever. It might perforate something. If you're using first time, you should be very cautious because the visibility of this stent is less than Solitaire. But it's very effective with good enough radial force. It's the main thrombextractor in our department. APERO Hybrid, also effective, also goes through the 21, 27, no problem. 650. It's a hybrid, open cell, closed cell, and it's not detachable. Yes, it's a thrombectomy device, stent retriever from Akandis. Neva, like APERO Hybrid, it's very high radial force, and it's recommended if the clot is hard. If it's a piece of the aortic valve or mitral valve, then it's better to take Neva. If the first attempt of catch or Solitaire is not effective, then it's possible to change for Neva and take it out. The negative part of the Neva, it's very effective. It's very high radial force, and then the rate of subarachnoid bleeding is a little bit higher than other thrombectomy devices. Yes, and it's recommended through the 21 microcatheter, I think. Okay. Yes, we are using through the 21 or 27 is also possible. Okay, this is thrombectomy devices. I will put it here. Okay, then it's microcatheters. Just a second. Then it's microcatheters. Just a second. We have Apollo. Apollo is detachable one. I think it's on the table. Okay. This is coils. Let's start from the microcatheters. The classic in our department from the microcatheters is Echelon. Echelon 10 or Echelon 10. It's a 17 microcatheter. It's very quite soft, and comparing with the Excelsior from Boston Scientific, now Stryker. Yes, it's soft. And comparing in line with HeadWay, HeadWay Duo, and other microcatheters, Gamma. Echelon is a second one after HeadWay Duo. HeadWay Duo is softer. Nowadays we've finished all HeadWay Duo. HeadWay Duo is available in two lengths, 167 for AVM cases for distal navigation, and 156 for Leo Baby, regular LVs, Neroform Atlas, Pegasus, and Credo stent delivery. We're using HeadWay Duo 156 or other 17 microcatheters. But with HeadWay Duo 156, which is very navigable, it's possible to use that kind of stents. Echelon is a little bit stiffer than HeadWay Duo, but it's a second in this stiffest line. HeadWay Duo is softer, this is soft Echelon, and it's compatible with dimethyl sulfoxide, which is very important when you deal with aneurysm, with possible perforation. Then during the operation, it's possible to switch from coil to liquid embolic. With HeadWays, with Gamma, with Echelon, it's possible. And nowadays, Penovus catheter from Phenox, Penovus 17, is also compatible with the DMSO. Prowler and Excelsior, and also there is a catheter from Akandis, not compatible with the DMSO. Yes, these catheters are nearly all of them compatible with dimethyl sulfoxide. Echelon. After Echelon, little bit stiffer, it's a HeadWay 17. And HeadWay 17 is recommended with the Elvis Evo. It's possible to deliver Elvis Evo, which is a little bit stiffer than Leo Baby, and the Silk Vista Baby. Silk Vista Baby goes through the HeadWay 17. Yes, I like to use it with the Silk Vista and Elvis Evo. Yes, it's very stable. Navigation is easy, but it's a little bit stiffer than Echelon. I learned my first 5-6 years I used only Echelon, and that's why I love to use Echelon. But nowadays we switched for HeadWay 17 for coiling. But in particular cases, for the more soft navigation and more controllable navigation, I'm using Echelon time to time. This is a stiffer catheter, is Gamma 17, and it's compatible with DMSO. It's a little bit stiffer than HeadWay 17, and all kind of stents could be pushed through the Gamma 17, but last 2 times we couldn't push Elvis Evo through the Gamma, and we switched with Elvis Evo for the HeadWay 17. Leo Baby, other stents is pushable through the Gamma 17 and all type of coils also, except P400 of Penumbra. And there is a Chinese microcatheter, Frepass. It's available in 17, 21, and 27, and it's not compatible with DMSO. It's not possible to inject liquid embolics, DMSO compatible, and it's a stiff 17. In this line, it's the stiffest one. Yes, and it's possible to place any kind of flow diverters through the 21 and 27. Yes, we used Silk Vista, Fred, Derivo. It's possible to push through the Frepass, but it's the stiffest one. And for the stent retrievers and the flow diverters, we're using HeadWay 21 and 27. We'll love these microcatheters, but time to time it's not available because of production. And Kazakhstan is a small country, and sometimes it's not available. Then we switch for rebar, and there is a microcatheter from Akandis. Okay, I will recall from my memory the name of the catheter. Okay. 2 markers, sometimes 1 marker. It's very important when you push the coils, it's very important. And for the Penumbra coils, the recommended microcatheter is 25, but we nowadays using through the 27. We are not ordering the, there is a microcatheter from Penumbra, but 27 is good. It's possible to push P400 coils, this one, and the diameter is 0.20 inch, is a 25 system microcoils. It's possible to push through the HeadWay 27. And with the same 27, it's possible then replace and open the flow diverter stent if it's needed. Okay, it's a 25 only big coil, and it's space occupying, and only negative part you should use 27 microcatheter. In ICA, it's easy to navigate 27. In the distal territory, it could be problem to navigate 27. Okay, this about microcatheters and coils. Okay, let's go for the balloons. Yes, I like this balloon. It's a Hyperform, but we're using Hyperglide. Nowadays available in company only Hyperform and only 420. The popular length is 15, like Scepter 15, 415, Scepter C, and the Eclipse 615. We usually order this length, 15. And this is single lumen balloon. It's very nice. Only negative point is the diameter of the tube is small. It's 0.83. Comparing with the Eclipse, it's in L, E, D. It's smaller, huh? But the proximal part, F, is 0.9. Yes, I like Hyperform. Yes, Expedion. It's a wire inside the balloon. It goes only with Expedion. Expedion is 10 in distal, 12 in proximal part. And it's very navigable, everything's okay, but the wire is very damageable, yes. If you try through the complex anatomy, sometimes wire is not rotating, it's not controllable. That's why it's a problem. The alternative for the Hyperglide Hyperform is a single lumen Eclipse, which is not available this time in department, but the same concept. Single lumen, when the wire inside the balloon, it's inflating. If you take out the wire, it's deflating. Yes. Difference between Eclipse single lumen, the nose of the Hyperglide and form is very short. In Eclipse, it's long nose, and during the vasospasm cases, it's better to have Hyperglide because it's just entering the vasospasm, dilating, entering vasospasm, dilating. With the Eclipse, you need to proceed with nose through the vasospasm, and sometimes it's not possible to push the balloon. Yes, and with the Eclipse single lumen, the very good point, you can replace the hybrid 1214 for Traxxas. Traxxas is 1214, but the length of hybrid is 30, the flexible length. And with Traxxas is 40. And it's very good for the navigation, and time to time, when we have a Eclipse single lumen, we're doing this maneuver with the changing the wires. Traxxas is very good wire for me. Maybe in some places, hybrid 1214 is the best wire. Okay, double lumen balloons. It's a Scepter and the Eclipse. There are two hubs, one for balloon, one for devices, and both compatible with DMSO. It's possible to assist in CC fistula cases when you're injecting DMSO compatible, DMSO based liquid embolics. And only problem may be preparation, yes. If you prepare wrong, there is air inside the balloon, and it may be non-visible on the screen. That's why proper preparation is needed. And both catheters is very nice, but through the Scepter you can place Elvis Evo. I think the Silk Vista also possible, but Elvis Evo possible to push through the Scepter C. With Eclipse double lumen, no. Okay. And navigation is good. You can inject liquid embolics, place stent, and place coils. Okay, this is double lumen. And the new one of the double lumen balloons is a Scepter Mini. This one is 2.2 millimeter balloon, and the length is 9 millimeter. Very short nose, and it's specially designed to inject liquid embolic, and it's compatible with this James Bond microwire, which it's compatible with 10-inch microwire. Okay, this is for brain AVMs and dural fistula. And comparing with the Scepter regular and the Eclipse, this could be prepared with 50% of contrast. This should be prepared with 1 cc syringe and pure contrast, 100% contrast. If you mix with the saline, it could be non-visible because it's a 2 millimeter, very small balloon. And my recommendation, if you have old tube, old machine, it's better not to use such kind of balloon because you couldn't see. Sometimes it could be non-visible on the fluoroscopy. Okay, this is the balloons. There is a 110. It's a little bit longer. Okay, this is for stenosis. This is for stenosis. Okay, for the brain AVM, it's also possible to use Echelon, HeadWay, and other stuff, but recommended detachable tip microcatheters is Sonic and Apollo. Apollo is detaching mechanically. Sonic is detaching like a tail of the chameleon. What's the name of this? Blizzard, eh?
Blizzard.
Yes, Blizzard. The tail of the Blizzard, it easily detaches when you stay with DMSO inside the microcatheter, 20-25 minutes. But it's important to see the second and third marker. With the DMSO-based liquid embolics, it's possible to reach the third marker, but recommended not to reach the second marker. With the glue, with MBCA, it's recommended not to reach the second marker because after that it may glue it and it may stay in the artery. Okay, 1.5, and this is 1.5 French, the same inner diameter, and it goes with the hybrid 0.8 in the box, and it's just a microcatheter. It's a difference. And then Magic. Magic is 1.2. It's the smallest microcatheter in the world, but there is another microcatheter coming from the Japan, and it's compatible with DMSO. This is not compatible with DMSO, and it's recommended for the glue, for MBCA. And navigation is very easy, but you need the experience to navigate the Magic. Yes, it's very specific. It's an art of using the Magic. Okay, this is for AVMs. AVMs and the chemotherapy, some liquid coil injection. Yes, it's a microcatheter. Then we have the stents for aneurysm. I will leave for the next time. Now we will discuss the coils, wires, and the gamma we already, and for stenosis. Okay. Okay, liquid embolics, we have MENOX. MENOX is available, it's an Indian product in 34, 20, and 18. Nowadays available 18, it's like a Onyx 18, there is no difference. The size of the box is nearly similar. The squid, in our department available 18 and 12. There is a less density squid available, but with the old machines, I usually recommend to use regular one. And nowadays in Kazakhstan available only regular squids with the normal volume of tantalum. And also we had a fill in department, but this year it's not available. We used Optura, it's disappearing contrast, and also Onyx, yes. But this year Onyx is not available in our department. These two liquid embolics now on the shelf. And it's possible to inject one after one. All of them is DMSO based. Optura, Squid, MENOX, Onyx, and the fill. Okay. And wires for aneurysm navigation. And the specific wire is Traxxas 14. Middle meningeal artery, I'm calling them middle meningeal artery, is a killer of hybrid. When you go with hybrid to the middle meningeal, if it's tortuous, then you can change 10 hybrids. But with Traxxas, it's easy to navigate through the tortuous anatomy, and it's still staying at the same shape with no problem. I like this wire, but in some places, people using synchro. In our department, synchro is not available. That's why we are combining these three types of wires. It's a Chikai regular, 14, Chikai black, which is most popular, and Traxxas. For distal navigation and going through the aneurysm, I prefer to use Traxxas. Without going with the microcatheter, it's possible to push Traxxas, then straighten the catheter, and then go with microcatheter. It's more safer, and the Chikai is more stable. If you give the shape, it will stay inside the aneurysm, and then you can easily navigate the microcatheter. Especially in ICA, in paraclinoid, with the U-turn, yes, this microwire is better. And Chikai regular is for regular anatomy, regular aneurysms. It's about microwires. Okay, coils. There are two types of coils. This is electrically detachable coils, and this is mechanical detachable coils. All these coils has 10 system coils, 18 system coils, but all of them goes through the 17 microcatheters. The first coil, mechanical detachable, is Axium. It's a very nice coil, very stable. I like this coil. I start with Axium my endovascular experience. It became in 3D and in helical, but mostly we use 3D. But in many places, our colleagues using helical. It's mechanically detachable by hand, no need for any other devices. The same with the Wallaby Avenir. I think it's a good copy of Axium, mechanically detachable, but it's softer than Axium. And the other mechanically detachable 10 system coil is a smart coil from Penumbra. It's quite soft coils, and difference between other coils, smart coils, you couldn't cut with scissor. If you cut it, it will detach. The other kind of coils, all other kind of coils are possible to cut with scissor and shorten the length, and then you can use the second time. Okay. It's mechanically detachable by hand. You don't need any detachment system. And these coils, including the target coils, are electrically detachable. Optima, it's very nice, and it's detaching with the detachment system. I forgot the name. Okay. ViaTrack coil system is a MicroBention Cosmos 18, which is more taller and thicker. Cosmos 10. It's also detaching with the V-grip system and not so much different, but it's softer than Optima. Optima is a little bit stiffer. And this is soft one, Kaneka. But it's a very old detachment system. You need to put the needle to the body, and then the second wire you connecting with the microcoil, and then waiting for 10-15 seconds, and then it's detaching. It's a music coils. There is a lot of kind of sounds before it's detaching, but it's very soft. And it's possible to push Kaneka coils through the marathon. It's advantage, I think. Okay, this one is electrically detachable. Okay, this is the coils, and then the stands I will leave for the next time. The wires for the stenosis, the popular one is ASAHI Xeon Blue. And time to time we are using it for aneurysm, for proximal one. And when you go through the stenosis, the distal 3 cm is soft, and then the proximal part is stiff. It's very important when you push the coronary balloon on aerospeed. We're using this. We are not using Traxxas or HeadWay, CHIKAI for navigation for balloons, atherosclerotic disease. Yes, this one for atherosclerosis. And run through, or there is a whisper wire from Medtronic, I think. It's also possible to use for the stenosis and chronic occlusion. Coronary balloon for carotid stenosis, 450 mosaic, non-compliant. It's very effective and very cheap. Then Camus balloon. Camus is Asahi. It's also like Tadzuna balloon, very thick, thin, and it's possible to navigate through the intracranial circulation. Aerospeed balloon is double lumen. It's possible to use with the Pegasus stand, with Elvis Evo, with Leo Baby, and with Credo. And the length is 8 millimeter. Delivery system is 150. It's 17 system microcatheter. It's very useful, and you can do angioplasty, then place the stent at the same time with this balloon. This is coronary stents, nothing special. Ultimaster Nagomi, it's very pushable, and it might go through the tortuous anatomy. And for the orifice of vertebral artery, we're using 4.5. Usually it's 9, 8, but this one is 12. For vertebral artery, it's very popular. And protection device filter, it's a Pronder. It's a copy of Spider. I think it's okay to say it's copy of Spider. Yes, they copied the design, but it's a little bit different. This rim is braided, and it's not causing the spasm. Comparing with Spider, it's not causing the spasm, and delivery system is very soft, and you can go with the Pronder through the coiling, through the kinking, and with Spider it's not possible to go through the coiling. It's not pushable. With this device, it's pushable. You can place distal to the coiling segment. You can go through the loop and place distally. With Spider, you need to place at the loop, 8 millimeter. But the popular size is 7 millimeter. The resheeting, placing microcatheter is the same color, same size, but softer. Okay, this is atherosclerosis. And stents, okay, 5 minutes. Okay. Nowadays, in department, only braided stents. Only braided stents. Regular stent for diverter. Regular, this is laser cut. Okay. This is for diverters. Leo baby is from the name of Leopold Plovecky. Was a guy, our friend, who designed this tent. It was braided from one wire, from end to end. It's very unique, and I like this stance. And no comment, it goes through the 17 microcatheter. With any 17 microcatheter, including HeadWay Duo. In all bifurcation aneurysm is possible to use. It's a Leo baby. The same is a Elvis old version. Nowadays, this is, I think, the last old version of Elvis available in department, 4.5 millimeter. It goes through the 21 microcatheter, and it has 4 markers, long markers, and it's possible to occlude some perforating arteries. That's why we stopped to use Elvis ever, but nowadays I don't know why it's available in department. The FDs, Fred, this is a Chinese one, Silk Vista, Pipeline Shield, and Derivo. This stent Silk Vista goes through the 21 microcatheter. This is very good advantage. It's a DFT wires, it's a visible stent, and it's the most popular in the department. I like this stents, and it's very effective. This one's the difference. It goes through the 27 microcatheter. And the Derivo heel and the pipeline is covered with the antithrombotic coverage, shield and heel. And both are visible, but the difference, this is only cobalt chromium stent. The others are nitinol based. And in tortuous anatomy, I'm deciding to not use the pipeline. If there is a straight anatomy, then it's possible to use pipeline. It's a very good stent. After using old version of pipeline, we were very happy to use a pipeline flex, and then pipeline flex shield. Pipeline Vantage is not available in Kazakhstan. Derivo the same. It's visible, anti-thrombogenic coverage, anti-thrombotic coverage, and it's like a Silk Vista, but it goes through the 27 microcatheter. And the Fred, I don't know why Fred regular is available in department, but we switched for Fred X, and we are happy with Fred X. For the tortuous anatomy, for the bifurcation of the ICA choroidal segment, it's very good stent because the last 3 millimeter is a stent. Then it's possible to cover A1 segment with the stent part and then place the FD in ICA. I like this stents. And this new one is a Chinese flow diverter going through the 27 microcatheter. The name is Neva. It's very early to produce such kind of flow diverter. It's unpredictable, and I think it's very early stage of the development, and it's not improving. We ordered 2 Neva, and I used one, and this one we're just keeping for the cases of cervical ICA of petrosal segment for less complicated navigation. Yes. And we stopped to use this year, only one is available. And this is Piconus. Piconus for emergency case with HPC coverage, and no, this is without HPC. We are still have one box on the shelf for the wide neck aneurysm. If a patient should be operated under local anesthesia, then it's possible to place Piconus inside the bifurcation aneurysm and coil it. In patient older than 80 years. I think it could be good device. Okay, now we finished nearly all devices. And if you have any questions, you can write your comment at the bottom of this video. And I wish you a very successful weekend and Sunday. And in 3 hours, I have a flight to Astana. And tomorrow, I need to work in Astana. And Naik will stay in Almaty. We'll try to enjoy mountains. And I hope to come next Saturday, Sunday. We have last budget for nearly less than 10 cases, and then we will finish this year in Almaty. You will have a vacation from these live cases for 2-3 months. Okay, have a good day, enjoy your weekend, and see you next week. Bye.